Welcome to Matt Men, your source for all things professional wrestling. I'm Andrew Zarian. I'm joined by the man that is not a fan of babes, Rich Nambolian.
Oh, man, you flipped it on me.
I flipped it on you. I got you.
You got me. I do love the babes.
What's going on?
Not much, man. What's going on?
Male babes, female babes, just babes in general.
All the babes. I love all the babes. All the girls.
Goyles. I got a busy day today.
You're gonna go see all the girls.
I got the craziest day. I'll tell the story next week.
Yes, I can't wait. I can't wait.
This is the last time you guys are probably going to see me till like Sunday.
I can't wait. I cannot wait to get your texts from this weekend.
Oh yeah, you know how I'm going to feel. You know how I feel about this.
I know how you feel about these things, and I just want you to send me the private ones.
Yeah,
and then send the group chat all the garbage.
Okay, that's what I'll do. That's what I'm going to do. Guys, this is a show all about professional wrestling on our way here on YouTube to, I think we're almost at 6,000 subscribers. We're rebuilding the page. Obviously, we lost it a couple of years ago. We had to restart everything. And it's been taking a while, but the last couple of months have been wild for us. So if you haven't already, hit the subscribe button. Subscribe to us here on YouTube. Subscribe to us everywhere podcasts are available, and also on Patreon. Patreon.com/MattMenPodcast. You can go there if you love what we're doing here on YouTube right now on a Friday morning at 10:30 East. Hit the super chat button. Drop us your dimes. Drop us your coins. Give us a tip. A lot to talk about, Rich. Last night, yesterday afternoon, I should say, WWE had their annual or biannual, twice a year, whatever the hell they're doing.
I feel like they do Crown Jewel twice a year.
They do, yeah. Well, they are going to be doing it. We'll talk about the next Crown Jewel, but they had Crown Jewel yesterday, 12 o'clock in the afternoon, noon. What a great time to watch wrestling for me, because I love watching wrestling early, because then I could have all my thoughts proper for you guys the next day. So I guess I don't know where to begin here, Rich. Where do you want to? Let's go to Crown Jewel straight into this, because it was a surprisingly a very good show.
Okay, so listen, we're not defending any of the politics or anything like that.
Let's get that out of the way.
Let's get this out of the way up top. So we're not defending anybody. I think the wrestlers taking it upon themselves to go there show a lot of grit after what happened last time. I would not have gone on a jet and gone there. I would have said, hey man, can I just hang out with Sami Zayn somewhere and we'll film a bunch of bits. That being said, honestly, dude, the show was great.
Yeah.
The show was great.
I was surprisingly happy with the show.
Yes.
We all know. We've all watched these shows. At first the story was that it was a glorified house show. Then it was, a political thing. It was a PR campaign by the Saudi government. Whatever. Let's talk about today's show. Jesus, yeah. Last night's show. Last night's show was fantastic. I thought it was a great show.
Yesterday afternoon show was great.
I enjoyed it better, honestly. I probably enjoyed it better than WrestleMania.
You know what, man? I'm gonna agree with you. I think we're very in sync with our critique of yesterday's show. Again, apart from all the stuff that surrounds it, they put on the wrestlers, the matches were great. They put on a good show. They told some good stories. I was very surprised. I was shocked because, we have to cover this for the show and all the extra stuff that we do for the show. I threw it on at noon, and right off the bat, I was like, wow, this Hell in a Cell match. Pretty good.
Dude, they went a while with this match. It was almost 30 minutes, right? It's like 28 minutes?
Something like that.
I'll get the timing and everything, but I have to tell you, it was a really good match. They told a great story in the match. I'll find the results here. But dude, I thought Edge looked fantastic. This is the best that I felt that he looked, like, comfortable.
Dude, he looks so gnarly.
He does look gnarly. He does.
Can I tell you something?
Yeah.
This is what I wanted to happen. I'm going to preface, I hate that we have to preface everything. I'm going to preface this by saying I love animals.
Yes. Okay. Thank you. Thank you for that.
I would have loved a spot where they're on the ramp. They get out of the cage. They're tussling. They're wrestling, right?
Yeah.
Edge tries to hit Rollins with the spear. Rollins leapfrogs him. Edge, boom, right into a camel.
Right into the camel.
Right into a camel. Just spears the crap out of that camel. Boom. That would have been amazing.
That would have been amazing. In your mind.
In my
comedic,
mind, yeah.
Not in real life.
No.
I know now we're going to get PETA on us, or the animal rights organization.
Get
PETA. Yeah, we're going to get PETA. So let's begin this. Pre-show, Usos defeated the Hurt Business. Decent pre-show. Okay, whatever. The opening match, I was really happy with. I thought that was a great opening match. And I think a lot of people said, how do you follow this? I think that was, online. Everybody was talking about this, and they were saying, how do you follow this match? Because it was fantastic.
Great ending, too, with with Seth's boot wrapped in the chain.
Wrapped in a chain, hitting him, and then Edge did the same thing to him, essentially, hit him with the kick.
Mm-hmm.
I thought that was good. So how do you follow this? You do Mansoor and Mustafa Ali.
Hometown hero, baby.
Hometown hero Mansoor, the only man that wins in his hometown.
Exactly.
You know, they did 27-40 on that match. By the way, the Edge and Seth Rollins.
So
match.
good.
Mansoor won in his hometown, and the Karate Man showed up. Tell me about this Karate Man.
So I had no idea who this dude was. He showed up in
Tariq Hamidi.
He showed up in the traditional keffiyeh with a karate outfit underneath. And Tariq Hamidi, he kicked the crap out of Ali.
Yeah, he kicked the crap out of Ali. He's a silver medalist, Olympic silver medalist. He's a karate hero, karate man.
Big pop.
He's a karate man. You know, I was like, who the hell is this guy?
Mm-hmm.
Right? He comes out, he's wearing the whole thing. I was like, what is happening here? Who is this guy?
Yeah.
And then he unmasked, and everybody knew who it was, obviously, there, and I had no idea who he was. But, all right, fine. Good for the hometown. Mustafa Ali lost to Mansoor. Mansoor's still undefeated in Saudi Arabia.
The king of Saudi Arabia.
The king of Saudi Arabia's. RK Bro, Randy Orton, and Matt Riddle defeated AJ Styles and Omos. Dude, Riddle came out on the camel.
I liked it.
That was cool.
I enjoyed it.
I did too.
Omos is getting better and better.
He could still go both ways.
Sure.
I feel like they gotta take their time, be very patient with him.
We got to do something about this because I can't see you.
You can't see me?
I can't see you.
You can't see me? Is this new? Is this a new problem?
This is no. I'm saying in the future we have to figure this out.
Okay.
I like looking directly into your eyes.
Me too.
And then sometimes right in your mouth. So you're saying Omos could go either way?
That's how Andrew Cuomo sucks the soul out of people.
By going either way?
He looks right into your mouth.
It's like he's an Italian-American Shang Tsung.
He is an Italian-American Shang Tsung.
That's what all the touching's about. Just stealing souls slowly. So you're saying Omos could go both ways?
They got it. The rate that he's going, fantastic.
Yes.
Keep it like that.
Yes.
Keep it like that.
Do you think this is another one of Vince's plans where Omos has been surrounded by Randy Orton, AJ Styles, and Matt Riddle for the last few months?
Yeah, three of the best.
Do you think they're like, give this guy an education because I'm putting the belt on him next year?
Yeah.
And for a big...
No, I think it's to get him used to working around the best of the best.
That's a good point. I also think I could see this guy as a champ. I hate to make the Braun Strowman comparison, but I already feel like this guy's way more charming. It's like a big dude.
Omos?
Yeah.
Yeah. Let's see. I know you're big on him. You're a big fan of his.
I am.
Yeah.
I like him.
So the next match was my match of the night.
Okay.
I was easily, I could say, this was Bill Goldberg's best match since like 1998. No, I'm sorry, 2000, because him and Scott Steiner apparently had like a 4-star match.
Okay.
In WCW in 2000. Okay. I don't remember the match at all. I was just going through seeing what his like best matches were ranked. And that's probably the highest rated match. He got a 3.7 star match. I would have given this match 4 stars.
Okay.
I would have given him a quarter more because it's Bill Goldberg and the way he performed really well.
He did. The only misstep, honestly, and this is a tiny gripe, him not being able to take the gloves off properly.
Well, he almost fell coming like out of the door, right? Because it was like elevated. So like he did like a little, but he caught himself.
It's expected.
He is so clumsy, but it's fantastic.
Do you think Vince gets a kick out of that?
I think so.
He's so clumsy.
Yeah, because you know, like
spaz.
He's a football player, right? Like you have to be
coordinated,
very coordinated. not just coordinated, Rich, very coordinated. And he was a good football player,
right?
And he's not very. I think he just gets in a moment. How do I take these off?
He gets like real nuts, like a 3-year-old.
He wanted to bite those gloves off. I know he did.
Yeah.
I know he did. I know he was like tempted to like just like pull it out with his hands.
What would you have done if he couldn't get the gloves off, but for some reason there was a limo parked ringside, and then he smashed the limo with his forearm to get the gloves off?
No, please don't do it.
Or a camel.
Don't do it.
Boom.
Don't do it.
I thought Bill Goldberg was going to punch a camel, to be honest.
Everybody.
Like Mongo in Blazing Saddles, like when he punches the horse.
Never mind that shit.
Yeah.
Here comes Mongo. first time I interviewed, we had Bubba Ray Dudley on Chauncey's show. It's like 10 years ago.
Yeah.
And everybody's like, oh, we got a wrestler coming on. His name is Mongo. Everybody was calling him Mongo. Apparently, he's like his college friends, and that was his nickname. But everyone was like, oh, Mongo's coming on. I'm like, Mongo McMichaels? I'm like, I'm interviewing Mongo McMichaels. Instead, I got Bubba Ray Dudley, which was fantastic.
Great, yeah.
I very much like this match. And I don't care if people think I'm insane for this. This is the best that he's looked ever. This is his best WWE match ever. You know what? I got to take that back. Him and Jericho had that really good match.
Yeah.
Remember that? They had a really deep, but it was short. This is probably his best high-profile match in the company.
I think so.
He was bigger, for sure. It's unbelievable, this guy's body, huh?
Yeah. I think this is just a modern age of like crazy bodies on older dudes. Like you got guys like PCO running around and Bill Goldberg. Muda's still in fantastic shape. Suzuki.
Modern medicine, man.
Lashley, however, looked jackeder than ever, if that's a word. If that's an English word that I could throw at you.
He's almost made out of clay at this point. You're just building muscle on top of muscle. He's like a rock man.
He is a rock man.
He's so impressive to look at.
It really is.
I got to say, I loved this match. I don't know why. I think it was that I had such low expectations of it, where it really surprised me.
You know why you liked it? I'll tell you why. I think both of us appreciate the silliness of professional wrestling. When you look at both these guys, they're very silly.
They are.
Like Bobby Lashley's intro, I love it so much, but it's silly as F. Where it's like the Almighty and he's coming at you from like the clouds, but it's just his torso coming at you from the clouds. It's the golden clouds. It's fantastic.
Yeah. Listen, dude, it was fun.
Yeah.
It was a good match. I mean, forget it. If it was anybody else, everybody would say, oh yeah, it was way better. 375. I think that's a very fair number.
Oh my God. Yeah.
Very fair number. It was Goldberg's longest match in a decade, says Daniel in our chat room.
Do you think Do you think Goldberg's going to be like the clutch player for the Saudi Arabia shows now?
I think he has one more match left. I don't know how many matches. Okay. I have the number somewhere. I can't think of it top of my head. I think with him, you got to remember, man, he was the biggest star in wrestling, right?
At one point,
from 98 to, let's say, 2000.
Okay.
He was one of the biggest names. I mean, 1999, he was probably up, you're talking big names, Steve Austin, Goldberg, Sting, Hogan, whatever. He probably, arguably, he had one of the most important moments in WCW's history of beating Hogan. Yes. That moment was unbelievable, watching it live and experiencing that. And it was an overnight moment that you knew this guy was going to be the biggest name if done right. And he was, but it was WCW was in turmoil at that point. So whatever happened. But you look at this guy and you're like, oh, he's $1 million. How can he not be the biggest name in wrestling? I feel like for him, he had to prove that he could do it.
Yes.
Because the last couple of years at WWE, it's cool to see him come out there. And even the people that are big Goldberg, that sentence flowed wrong.
We're going to say the people who are big Goldbergians.
Big Goldbergians. The big, super fans of Bill Goldberg, because he still has a lot. And he's a draw.
Really
I think people don't realize, talking to people within WWE and talking to people on the merchandising side and even the partners, Bill Goldberg sells merch.
Would you consider Goldberg at this point, like, he's the guy for our age group?
Yes. Yeah. It's a lot of the dads with their kids.
Sting too.
Casual. A lot of casual fans love him.
Yeah.
Mostly it's casual. Listen, when I see his entrance, if Bill Goldberg came out and did, I can't say his name today.
I know, it's weird.
I don't know.
I think you put a curse on you.
He did his juju, and then now I'm cursed. I'm going to turn into a Muppet. Like watching it, I could watch a 2-minute thing. He comes out and jackhammers someone and goes back, does a and over again and leaves. It's fine. I don't necessarily want him in a world title position every week.
Yes.
But doing this every now and then, it's totally fine. It is what it is. However, he's been eating so much shit, this guy.
Oh, yeah.
From wrestling fans, from everybody.
Yeah.
For real. He was not ready for his last match. He wasn't ready for the previous one. It's killing him to do these matches because he tells you the recovery is so freaking brutal. He's still trying because he wants to get that good match. He doesn't want this to be the end of his legacy. of a terrible worker, and everybody's making fun that he can't even jackhammer someone. Listen, it's difficult, and it gets harder and harder as you get older. I think if this is his last match, fantastic.
I don't think it is, man. I think he strikes me. He strikes me as a guy that he's like, I can't. He'll go. Again, this is my interpretation. He'll go. If he had a bad match, he goes, I can't let this be my last match. Right?
Yeah.
He had a banger with Bobby Lashley, and then he goes, well, that was great. Let me see if I can have a better match.
Honestly, if this is his last match, it should be his last match.
And then
they're coming. The house is taking off.
We're leaving, guys. So I think he'll go out with a more high profile match than this. You know, I'm not saying a title match, but like on a bigger stage, like a WrestleMania would be a Goldberg retirement match. He's already in the Hall of Fame, right?
I don't know. I don't think I can't remember. No, I don't think so. Is he?
I feel like he's in the Hall of Fame. I feel like he came out, he went, and then he did a speech.
All right. Big E defeated Drew McIntyre for the WWE title. I'm sorry. I skipped everything. So sorry.
I skipped like 7 things.
Xavier Woods. By the way, Goldberg did not murder Bobby Lashley.
No, he didn't. That was weird.
And the Undertaker did not come out and put him in a coffin, which I would have loved to see that.
Same here.
Yeah. Imagine if Undertaker just rolled out with the coffin, and then Bill Goldberg just got on the coffin and he just wheeled him out like a go-kart, you know?
That would have been cool. You know what I would have liked better? If Undertaker showed up in that Rob Zombie car from the Dragula music video with the coffin in the back.
Yeah, I would have loved that. He's in the Hall of Fame. I'm so sorry. My brain stopped.
Xavier Woods beat Finn Balor to become the new king of the ring.
You know what? Solid match. Both worked great. I'm really happy for Xavier Woods because apparently he always wanted to win the King of the Ring tournament. He cut a really good promo at the end, okay? Yeah. Talking about how this was always his. And I was like, oh man, a little Owen-esque.
Oh, interesting.
And I'm like, oh boy, what a great thing to do now, because they love those throwbacks, right? This is what I would do. I would have Xavier kind of get into this, right? That he's the king of the ring.
Yeah.
And him and Big E do some tags. You know, you could
I'm with it.
You could have done that. They're on the same brand, right? Or no?
I don't know anymore.
We'll find out Monday. I know, dude. My brain.
Tonight, right? Tonight's the first night of the draft?
Yeah.
Okay.
I would have had them do tags, and I would have them be like a little arrogant, and you could start teasing it, and here you go. What a natural program, and you could do the Owen and Brett thing, because these guys are brothers, you know? They're all three of them. They're so close. Great story to tell.
Absolutely.
Xavier Woods wins. Zelina Vega defeated Doudrop in the Queen's Crown Tournament. Zelina Vega from Queens is the queen of the ring.
She's the Queen's Crown of the Queen of the Ring.
Yeah. Not a very good match. Yeah. Did not give them much time.
No.
I think total for the women's side of this tournament, it was a total of 18 minutes or under 18 minutes for the matches.
Yeah.
Shocking.
Really nuts.
I mean, we didn't even get one 10-minute match. Or I thought the final would be big. You know, this was obviously to build Zelina into something and give Doudrop sometime. By the way, Eva Marie is off TV because she's filming a movie.
Oh yeah, is she going to be at the thing this weekend?
I don't know.
So Xavier and Kofi are on SmackDown, but
Xavier and Kofi
Bachelor 3000 brings up a good point.
On Raw.
That they're not on the same roster, but since he's a king, he should be able to go wherever he wants.
Yeah, why not? That's a great story.
Yeah.
Fantastic story. There you go. I should remember these things. I'm so sorry. My brain is off today.
You're a little frazzled this week.
Big E, the champion, defeated Drew McIntyre for the WWE Championship. It was an okay match.
Fun match.
I
think Big E came into this match with such personal hype that he was the star of it, man. He rocked it so hard.
Was this his first real match? 1924 for the women's tournament, by the way. Under 20 minutes.
Okay, well that sucks. I think this was like the biggest match he's had defending that title.
Yeah, and I think he did great.
Yeah.
He's very motivated. Everybody's saying that to me. Last week I was on the phone with a bunch of people. I was like, he's super motivated to make this work, the title work.
Yeah.
He's the guy now. He's the flagship.
It's
totally different.
It's different and it works and it's great for the company. I think it's great for Big E because he's just lovable. You look at that guy, you can't help but love him.
Right. Love him. Next match, Becky Lynch, the champion, retained over Bianca Belair and Sasha Banks in for the SmackDown Women's Championship. I just want to say this.
Shoot.
It is utterly dopey that they have them not only covered head to toe,
Uh-huh.
but with oversized shirts because
Yeah,
God forbid you see any kind of curves
Can't let that
on
booby,
a woman.
Can't let that booby pop out,
I
bro.
really, I watched this thing. It totally sucked me out of it.
Mhm.
And I feel so bad for all three competitors in this because I couldn't get into this match because all I kept thinking is, this is the dumbest shit I've ever fucking seen in my life. That they're covered, not only covered head to toe. I get it. Okay?
Right.
But now they got to wear a garbage bag covering down to their thighs, this giant oversized shirt, because, it's highly dangerous to society to see women, kind of in a curvy outfit, but, beating the shit out of each other is totally acceptable.
Totally fine.
I mean, let's just, I want to say that because it really, listen, I don't want to get into the positive, but I mean, it's such a fucking visual that is so stupid. And I get progress. I get the fact that now they're allowed to be on the card, but, maybe now, like, we're talking about progressiveness in Saudi Arabia, and it's a new Saudi Arabia. This is the whole point of this, right? It's to usher in a new era because they're realizing that they can't just be an oil tycoon for the world. They have to now have something else, like Dubai or Abu Dhabi. So they want to become an entertainment hub, but in the same time, you have them wearing a potato sack and going out there and competing. So it is what it is.
Think about it this way. You know how people do Civil War reenactments?
Yeah.
This is the women have to reenact Ric Flair's last match on WCW
with the
TV,
t-shirt. With the
where
t-shirt.
He's wearing a t-shirt.
Yeah.
Just think about it that way.
It was just, it really took me out of it. It really did, because that's all I'm looking at.
It's distracting.
It was very distracting for me. So it is what it is. I thought they did a good job performance-wise.
That was a great match.
1925.
The spot of that match was the one-armed Bianca Belair spot.
Fantastic. Yeah. She's really good in that, like, strong, like the strongman thing, she fantastic. Next match, main event, Roman Reigns defeated Brock Lesnar for the Universal Championship. Good match.
It was fun.
It was fun. The ending was very clever.
Yeah.
So for people who didn't see or don't remember, Paul Heyman, obviously the whole story's been about Paul Heyman and his relationship with Brock and relationship with Roman and the Roman family. So he takes the belt, throws it in. He goes, you know what you got to do? But he looks at both of them.
Right.
And he throws it right in the middle, dead in the middle. And they play tug of war. Yeah. Because that's what they do all the time.
Right.
They play tug of war with the title. Usos come in, super kick the crap out of him, knock him out. Roman comes, win.
I like the ending. People tore this ending apart, man. That was a great ending because it did a number of things. It shows that Roman's not infallible. It shows that he's got a tenuous grasp on that title. He relies on the Usos. This is making Brock a giant babyface, I think, the next time he shows up.
And Paul Heyman, you don't know what the story is there.
Exactly.
So this is going to add more to it. Overall, surprisingly, a very good show. They did a very good job at showing you importance in story development and the matches, and they really delivered here. And we have to really look at it and say kudos to them.
Yep.
Because they didn't just do a nothing show. It matters. Everything that happened here mattered to further storylines, where in the past, it wasn't the case.
Well, I think now that WWE has a bit of somebody's lighting a little bit of a fire under their butt, so to speak, it seems like they're starting to do stuff that matters, like the overhaul of NXT. It looks like this draft might actually mean something. But again, we'll see tonight and we'll see next Monday. I feel like SmackDown, I don't know about you, how you feel about this. I do feel like SmackDown could be the flagship show. Raw has just been abysmal.
No, SmackDown is the flagship. Raw is, they're better. They're getting better, but that third hour really kills me. And I have difficulty with judging. Like, is it me? Is it difficult for me to watch because of that third hour? Because I'm getting a little older and my schedule's crazy? Or is it just what it is?
It is what it is.
It is what it is.
That's it.
All right. Some notes from the show. WWE was focused on the crowd more than usual. You can see that they were moving people around.
It seems like they put the kids up front.
The kids came up front. Yeah. A lot of kid focus in the crowd. A lot of kid focus. Yeah. I think they wanted you to feel like this is a show like anywhere else in the world.
Yes.
It doesn't, that was the big focus for WWE here. And apparently only a limited number of SmackDown performers were scheduled, as it was just a precaution. There are numerous private jets flying around too.
Yeah.
Roman and Brock and Taker and Vince. Like, there were multiple flights happening to make sure that we don't have an issue leaving.
Like last time.
Jesus. Overall, I thought it was a good show, man. Good by them.
What would you rank it?
Probably the best one they've done there.
Yeah.
Right? Was it better than SummerSlam? Hard to tell because we were there.
We were there. The thing I remember most about SummerSlam being it was fun, but the intros were so long. And every 2 seconds, I was like, Andrew, how long is this? How long are these intros?
So long.
How many
so
Maroons would you give it?
This show? Out of 5 Maroons? How many Maroons would I give it? I would give it like 3.75 Maroon.
3.75.
You think the Saudis said that?
Oh yeah.
You think what's his name? The Crown Prince?
Yeah, sure.
He's like, hey Dad, I'm doing good with this. I give it 4 out of 5 Maroons.
What does that mean, son?
What does that mean? News and notes. All right, G1 Climax. You want to go into this?
The G1 Climax 31 ended. There's a couple of things that happened. Number one, it gave me all the feels and all the chills. Shibata returned to wrestle a 5-minute exhibition against Zack Sabre Jr. This is the first time he's been in a ring since his unfortunate, I think it was like a stroke or something, like embolism in 2017. He said the next time he wrestles, it will be a full match. Now, what that means is everybody on the internet is getting a boner for Daniel Bryan versus Shibata at some point in time within the next few months.
Is that the match that people want?
I think people are going nuts for that.
So this was a big surprise to people. And unfortunately, they're not allowed to cheer in Japan right now. I don't know if you know that.
Oh yeah.
They can't, they got to only clap. They can't have like a big thing. And it was a very small building they were in.
Yeah.
Because of restrictions for COVID, because in Japan, they're still very clamping down on this. I'm very happy to see him come back.
What a story.
I hope he's good, though.
He's been training everybody, too, for the last couple of years.
Yeah, in L.A., at the dojo in L.A.
Which is really cool, because you have like a lot of guys that are trained by Shibata showing up. But hopefully, man, this guy stays healthy and effing rocks. Now, you had your final match between Kota Ibushi and Kazuchika Okada.
Yeah.
Right? Which I do feel like would have been a banger, but Ibushi was injured, and there was a ref stoppage.
Yeah.
Now, I haven't heard anything about the legitimacy of the injury or how bad the injury is, but they stopped it. They played Okada's music. They put the trophy in the ring. So Okada is the G1 winner. Interesting.
It was a separated shoulder.
Ooh, okay.
It was dislocated. So they tried to pop it in the ring, and a separated shoulder is very painful.
Yeah.
I separated my shoulder from my clavicle.
Yes.
Which was not as bad as like a full separation.
Yes.
But it was crazy painful.
This is when you decided to race against a bunch of 6-year-olds, right?
I went to Mike's house, and they were having like a big party there. I think it was a kid's birthday or something. There were a bunch of kids.
Yes.
And everybody's like, hey, why don't you go race them? I was like, all right, I'll race them. I'm wearing my Jordans. My shoes aren't laced properly because I'm from Queens. Because we don't lace
jorts also.
I'm wearing jorts. I was wearing pants. And I bolt, right? And I'm like, I'm going to beat these kids. Suck it. And I go, and I feel like I'm losing my footing. And I'm like, you know what? Instead of falling face first, I'm going to roll. And when I rolled, I hit my shoulder on like a rock or like a dirt patch. And it went, and I rolled, and I got up, and I went to pop up like this, and one arm went up, and one went like this.
Oh, no.
So that was it.
Well, separated shoulder on Ibushi. I hope he gets better soon. That is a very strange injury. Hopefully he doesn't need surgery and he rehabs and comes back stronger than ever. He was begging Okada to not to go on.
Yeah, he didn't want to end it.
Very excited. Kenny Omega will defend the AAA Mega title on December 4th versus El Hijo del Vikingo. That should be fun. Do you think he drops that belt?
They're not doing much on AEW with it.
No.
So I think it might be time. He doesn't, I mean, they didn't really do the belt collector thing as much as they had initially, teased that they might.
Yeah, it would have been cool if they went further with that. Because I feel like it made everybody think like, oh, he's got the Impact title, he's got a AAA title, he's got the AEW title. Oh, is he going to get the never open weight title, let's say, or like something like that, or like the MLW title, whatever. You want to go into those Raw numbers?
Yeah, Raw drew the lowest rating ever. 1.59 million viewers, drew a 0.39 rating, and 18 to 49. Listen, stiff competition. I get it. It's going to be low right now, but this is not a great number. And people are now conditioned to. It's not must-see TV. Okay, at the end of the day, everybody's competing with everybody. It's not only what's on cable, it's what's on the television, it's on YouTube, what else is on, what the people in your house want to watch. So you have to add a level of importance to make it must-see TV. And they're not doing that. And I know that the last couple of weeks, the last 5 to 6 weeks have been a little bit different. They're being a little bit more aggressive with this stuff, but it's still, they gotta build it, man. And unfortunately, that third hour is the problem. Here's a question for you. Is it the third hour or is it going late? If the show was on from 9 to 11 like it used to be, how would that be?
Oh, that's a really good question. I feel like there's many layers to that question because, you say this all the time. You say, I don't know if it's because I'm getting older, but I feel like I can't do that third hour.
Yeah.
I agree with that. But listen, I stay up till 11 sometimes, right? I'm not really a night guy anymore. I never was. But an 8 to 10 Raw, how do you feel about that? I think that would be dope.
8 to 10 Raw would be fantastic. I freaking love it.
Right?
But it's too much money's tied up in that third hour.
8:30 to 10:30, 9 to 11. I'm cool with that. I like those 2 hours because it seems like from the last God knows how long, it's a lot of fluff on a 3-hour show.
Yeah, it is. It's tons of fluff, and it makes it not a great show when you add more. Let's see. Where else are we? All right. I want to talk about the tribalism a little bit.
Shoot.
Because last week was the war.
Tribal chief.
Last week was the war.
Mm-hmm.
So here's the nitty-gritty of this war. The buy-in, which Tony Khan added. So we broke it last week, which was fascinating how this kind of played out. Last week, for people who don't know, I don't know who wouldn't know, but SmackDown was on FS1 because of baseball. They added an extra 30 minutes at the end of the show to compete with Rampage. Tony Khan went berserk on the internet.
Great. You know what? I like
it. I'm hearing so much stuff about Tony. Like, I'm not going to go into it, right?
No, I don't go into it. I think it's fun.
People have now really gravitated towards the concept that he's unhinged.
Oh my God.
Okay.
Yeah.
And I'm hearing rumblings. Like I heard he was angry. He's very mad at people. Okay. And he's on the defensive now because everybody's making it seem like he's out of line, but he's the one saying well, they came and attacked me. Mm-hmm. They came into my first 30 minutes of my program to damage it,
Mm-hmm.
So I'll go into that a little bit more because that kind of goes into the tribalism thing here.
Okay, sure.
It baffles me.
Yeah, me too. Same here.
Friday ratings. Buy-in peaked at about 101K, 104K.
Yeah.
On YouTube. The overall number was 1 million.
Wow.
For viewership.
Very good.
I believe so. Let me find this. Somebody get the final number because this wasn't updated. So they did. I mean, that's pretty good on YouTube to put on a live program that with the replays and everything. It did very impressive. Now, how much damage did it do to SmackDown during that Minoru Suzuki and Bryan Danielson buy-in that had, I believe, 90 something thousand in its peak for that match, 94,000, 95,000, which, by the way, for YouTube numbers, not a bad number.
Live too, right?
Live, not a bad number for YouTube live. Live viewership on YouTube. So, all right, it was something. Did it help anything? I don't know. Adding that match to YouTube, I don't know what it did,
but it was cool.
Because we got to see a fantastic freaking match. Rampage finished with 578. Demo was a .24. SmackDown 866. Demo was a .24. Dynamite on Saturday did a 727 for the viewership, which not bad on a Saturday.
Really not bad on a Saturday, especially considering that the weather is still nice out and people are
still doing
out,
stuff, man.
People are still doing stuff.
But this kind of goes into that crazy tribalism that's existing now. And when you do this, it just, I don't know, do people enjoy it? Like, do people enjoy, here's the reality.
Shoot.
Twitter is a microcosm, okay?
Yeah, it's unreality.
Twitter is a microcosm. Social media is Tony Khan is a microcosm. It's not indicative of the overall viewership
or anything for that.
Okay,
matter.
it's a nice. It's a gauge to know what the super fans are thinking.
Yes,
but when you have people attacking everything, then it doesn't. None of it matters anymore.
It's an even weird playing field.
Yeah, because there's no honest gauge.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like,
right.
If you have tribalism and people are going to poo-poo on everything, then you really don't have a gauge, because now all you have is a vacuum of the same freaking thought for both sides.
Exactly.
And that becomes bad. That becomes really bad.
But like we always talk about, you don't know the true gauge, because is it a 10-year-old who's yelling at somebody about Roman Reigns, or a 90-year-old yelling at somebody about Kenny Omega?
I say that all the time.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know who you don't know who you're talking to. Okay?
Right. Yeah, you don't know who you're talking to.
And sometimes, like, I on Twitter, I'm really good with this stuff. Like,
yeah.
Because listen, this shit does not impact my life.
No.
Like, having a dopey tweet sent to me does not change the course of my life.
No.
All right? It is what it is. However, can we, like, maybe pull back a little bit, be like, you know what? I hate AEW. I effing hate this thing. I hate WWE. I hate this thing. It sucks. I'm an AEW fan. But there are people that enjoy it.
Right.
Let them freaking enjoy it. Why do I have to tell them that what they like sucks?
I think people are expecting other people to say what you like sucks, and they're ready for that combative response. But listen, looking at how you dress today, get you a man who could do both. This guy's wearing wrestling shirt on wrestling shirt right now.
Yeah.
An AEW sweatshirt. What's underneath that? Look at that. Look at this.
I got this.
And he's got another shirt underneath that too.
Yeah. I got a Deborah McMichael shirt underneath.
There you go.
Yeah.
You have an Al Snow shirt.
Yeah, and then an Al Snow, and I got an Al Snow one.
It's bizarre. It's bizarre. The tribalism is bizarre, especially because I feel like if you're a fan of anything that's entertainment at this point, it's the toxicity spreads so far.
Yeah.
But it's ridiculous. You know, like you're saying, Twitter is in a world unto itself, and it doesn't effing matter. You know.
You know, it's weird. You don't know if it's a 6-year-old. You don't know if the guy's just having a bad freaking day.
Yeah.
You know, like his wife left him. You don't know what people are dealing with. And I always think, like, the amount of effort it would take, like me, to see a tweet, right?
Yeah.
Let's say
Joe Pearl tweets
NYC Demon
okay,
Diva.
There you go.
Okay?
There you go.
Issa puts out a tweet. I don't necessarily agree with her freaking thought. All right? Do you know how much effort, for me, it's going to take to hit it and come and be like, you know what? You effing idiot?
Yeah.
You don't know what the fuck you're talking about? You're a fucking idiot? AEW is the best? WWE sucks? You should never talk about wrestling.
I think some dude did that to her already.
I'm sure. Yeah, she gets that all the time. But like why? Why? Maybe I'm just, I don't give a shit about social media.
Yeah.
Like, if I didn't do this, there'd be I would not exist on the internet. I would not exist.
Let me tell you why. I think in that the person who's doing that doesn't realize what they're doing to themselves, because it's the internalization of my love and my passion for this is the right thing, and anything that falls outside of this is wrong.
Listen,
and you should know you're wrong, because this thing makes me special, because I'm the one who likes wrestling.
Love what you love. Don't love what you don't love. Great example. You know, there are people, I have friends in podcasting. I'll give you an example. JD from New York. Okay.
Shoot.
JD, I've known him for years. Okay. I know him in real life. Sweet guy. Have a couple drinks. We talk about wrestling. Him and I have, in many things, very similar opinions of wrestling. We see wrestling very similarly. However, we have a different delivery.
Right.
He does a very different show, and it works for him, and it's a fantastic show for his audience. Great. Fantastic. I do a different show. Is JD coming into the chat and telling me that I'm effing wrong? Am I doing the same to him? No, because you know what? We've met each other.
Right.
We've had a conversation, and we understand that people have different opinions on everything.
Yeah, but that's also like, you have to separate yourself from that and be like, that's a dumb move to be like, to really poo-poo on anybody. It's stupid.
Do you know how many idiots I deal with on a regular, like in business,
I know.
that I could yell at and be like, you're costing money. You're an effing idiot. You don't know how you're doing your job. I don't do it. That's not how you address people.
Would you have been one of those guys when Black Friday happened on October 29th in 1929? Would you be one of the guys that jumps out the window?
I would have jumped out the window. Yeah, immediately. I would have been like, well, there goes my life saving. Listen, man, let's just freaking have fun. Let's enjoy it. I don't like. I fucking love wrestling. I hate
the internet.
Daniel Bryan's not really the best. I got that. I wrote this guy's the freaking best. I wrote a tweet. This guy's the freaking best. Right? Because I'm enjoying the match. Okay. Well, I mean, that's relative.
You get the actually guys. You know?
Actually.
Well, people don't understand. A lot of people, I think, don't. Also, is the argument that people don't understand that art is subjective. And it's okay to have your own opinion, but it's not okay to turn around and tweet you or anybody else or Issa or Joel and be like, hey, listen, I think you're a dummy because you like this.
Joel.
It's nothing to do with intelligence. You know, it's personal preference. You know what I mean? Like, I know a lot of dudes that can't stand AEW and WWE, and they just want to see Danhausen like 24/7. You know?
Dude,
which is fine.
I got a buddy. This freaking guy loves indie wrestling. Like, anything indie. He hates anything mainstream, and that's all he watches is bizarro indie, like, and he sends me these matches on YouTube that have like 14 views, and he's like, oh yeah, this is a really good match. I'm like, I don't know any of these guys, thanks. And I check it out.
Do you tell him he's an idiot?
And I tell him he's an idiot because it's a terrible match. So listen, man, let's have fun, you know? Dynamite this Saturday. Dynamite on Saturday. Do you want to go into that? It's so far away, or it was so.
It's tomorrow.
No. Last week.
Oh yeah. You know what? It doesn't matter.
Hangman cut a great promo.
Yeah. That Hangman promo was good. Yeah. Sorry
great
to cut
promo.
Horny for Hangman.
All right. And then the first round matches for the AEW World Championship Eliminator was announced. Jon Moxley versus 10. Orange Cassidy versus Powerhouse Hobbs on Rampage next week. Bryan Danielson versus Dustin Rhodes.
Yes.
On Dynamite next week. You know what? I kind of want to see that.
I definitely want to see that.
But why? Okay. Here's where it gets weird.
Okay. Yeah, this is great.
And this gives an argument.
Okay.
Right? This is a fascinating conversation. If it's Raw Monday night, the match that's being promoted is for a world title contendership, right? Is hold on, tomorrow. It's this week. I apologize. The Danielson is this week because the notes were a couple days old.
Yeah. MG.
If it was Daniel Bryan versus Goldust on SmackDown, in a world title contendership match,
I'd still be excited.
Would you be excited to watch that match?
Not as excited as this.
I would not be. I'm going to be honest. I would not be excited. But why? Right? Why am I excited?
Because these guys are now wrestling without the brakes.
It's a fresh coat of paint.
Yeah.
Somewhere else, and sometimes that's the only reason. Sometimes that's the only reason because you. It's a different environment. It's no longer static, and you may see a move you may not see in WWE. I that's the stuff that I find interesting.
Yeah.
Where the matches that we have seen and will see over and over again are a little bit different. And I feel like it would be the same if this match, if you had the AEW side of guys going to WWE and you had that match in WWE, I think we would be excited for that as well.
I agree with that. I do think Bryan Danielson versus Dustin Rhodes should just be like 17 Canadian destroyers in a row.
Over and over again. By the way, what did you think of the Bobby Fish and Bryan Danielson match? Because that kind of got overshadowed by the Minoru Suzuki match.
Great
match. Not as good as the Suzuki one, but if the Suzuki one had not happened, everybody would be talking about that.
Bobby Fish can work. God damn it, right?
Yeah. Oh, fantastic. You know what? I would say probably, like, weird comparison, but like, you know how Malenko?
Oh, yes.
Like, Malenko never was a top guy, but amongst wrestling fans, it was like, yeah, this guy's fantastic.
Oh, yeah.
Like, I feel the same about Bobby Fish. Like, I've followed his career for the last 15 freaking years. This guy's been fantastic, or whatever, 20 years. This guy's been fantastic, and I'm glad to see him getting, being on TV and having matches like this. He never got that opportunity in WWE.
I think they pushed it a little bit with
Not on the mainstream.
Not on the mainstream, but like on NXT for sure. Like those cage matches. But this is next level. This is like guys plying their craft. You know?
And then we're also going to get Eddie Kingston versus Lance Archer on Dynamite tomorrow. Awesome. So Dynamite's going to be good. Dynamite looks like it's a really good card. I don't have the Rampage card in front of me, and that's fine. NXT highlights. Oh, we're going into. Let me just. I got to get this tweet ready because I have a tweet to go out while I announce this.
Go ahead.
So Halloween Havoc next week.
Boom.
First of all, if they don't involve Chucky and Braun Breaker,
they really need to.
F you, do it. Don't take this away from me.
Yes.
First of all, Halloween Havoc is like my favorite theme pay-per-view because I love Halloween.
Yes. We had a great time last year with you and Jess doing the spin a wheel, make a deal.
Yeah, that was a lot of fun.
What did she take off that wig and was like, I'm never doing this again, Andrew? No,
she enjoyed it. She enjoyed it. I cannot find my freaking tweet. Oh man, how do I do this?
Sorry about your tweet.
How do I go to Oh, here it is. There we go. I'm gonna do it right now. There we go. Hold on. This is live production. All right. Here we go. Halloween Havoc is going to do first 30 minutes commercial free to kind of build something, and I believe they're going to be running limited commercials throughout the entire thing. So that's the big story here to begin Halloween Havoc. So they're putting importance on this card. They want this to be a yearly thing. Now these takeovers, what they're going to do moving forward, I don't know. Maybe this is the model. Interesting. Maybe this is how you do it, because it is going to be impossible for them to sell out a building with 5,000 or 10,000 people. This is not the same company. It's not the same NXT.
With this roster, yeah, I agree with that. Sad, right?
It is sad. It is sad, but they, you have competition now, right? You have, regardless if you think it's serious, it's not on the same time, but you have competition, especially for that main roster. Are you going to put a guy like Nakamura in NXT in 2021, 2022, when you have an issue on your main roster, with star power? Are you going to do that? I wouldn't.
No.
These guys are, Finn Balor. Finn Balor did a residency there over the last year.
It's a good way to put it.
Where is he more valuable, on the main roster or on NXT?
I think the jury's still out on that one.
I think on the main roster. You want to utilize him as much as you can because you've invested so much money and effort into him. You don't want him only in front of 750,000 people, because that's the max that they could do.
Finn Balor's a weird persona to throw into that mix just because of like the trajectory of his career.
Yeah.
I think there's also, like, as a fan, there's also the fear that 2 weeks from now on SmackDown, he's gonna be like doing some comedy shit.
Yeah, with Jeff Hardy. By the way, I hope Jeff Hardy debuts on SmackDown as a freaking lunatic.
I think he's doing Willow.
He's always wanted to do Willow in WWE. Did we ever see Willow in WWE?
No,
we've never seen it. Right?
Nope.
Not even like a cameo anywhere.
I don't think so.
Oh man,
how fun would that be? The weird voice.
It's really bonkers. I don't think anybody gets it though.
You think nobody backstage got it?
I don't think anybody. Like, you think, like, I don't think anybody gets it.
Okay.
I think they'll appease him, but I don't think anybody gets it. I don't think people got the broken gimmick in that company.
That is true.
How do you fuck that up?
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
I have a potty mouth today.
You do have a potty mouth.
I don't know what's going on.
Usually I drop the one
I'm unhinged per show,
today. But you're unhinged.
I'm worked up.
Andrew Zarin unhinged. That's the Reddit post for
unhinged. Today. Instead of Tony Khan? Instead of unhinged Tony Khan?
An unhinged...
Punching through doors, apparently.
Oh, my God. An unhinged Andrew Zarin wearing two companies' wrestling shirts.
Yeah.
Do you have wrestling underwears on, too?
Yeah.
Yeah?
I got
all wrestled out.
Yeah. Deborah McMichael. I got Deborah underwear on. I have I have the body paint, the Sable body paint.
Oh,
that's what I have.
Nice.
Yeah. The tape, the body tape. Johnny Gargano challenge Carmelo Hayes. Can you read this? I'm going to call
Johnny Gargano challenges Carmelo Hayes for the North American title. He is now a babyface. Dexter Loomis helps him steal the belt. They invite Hayes and Williams to a haunted house next week to get his title back. I like this fun, hokey stuff. It reminds me of Superstars. Io Shirai won a triple threat to be able to spin the wheel for their title match stipulation. You guys are talking about Grammarly this morning.
Yeah.
I don't think this guy has Grammarly.
He said he has Grammarly.
This guy does not have Grammarly. Scareway to Hell ladder match is what landed on. Tony D'Angelo won a squash match.
What do you think of Tony D'Angelo?
I like it.
Is he getting over?
I think he's getting over with me.
Me too.
I like it. I feel like it should be a little more subtle.
Yeah, but we fetishize Sopranos. We've turned it into a
100%.
fetish.
Yeah.
There are times I'm laying in bed and I look at Jess and I go, Carmella! Randomly. Middle of the night. 1 o'clock in the morning. I'm not even fucking kidding you.
I do that to my wife as well. And then sometimes I'll just say, hey, don't.
You know what I do all the time? I bust through the door and I go, Christopher!
Oh, no.
Randomly you'll hear me yell Christopher in the house. Everybody knows what it is.
And then at some point you'll do Mr. Sheffield.
And then I do Mr. Sheffield. Nanny, fine.
What do you think about Tony D'Angelo?
All right. I mean, it's been done over and over again.
Mm.
We've seen it in pro wrestling. I hope he does great with the gimmick because I love that kind of gimmick. I love the mob, the Italian stereotype mob gimmick more than anything else. Trust me.
I agree with that. LA Knight beat Grayson Waller to become the host of Halloween Havoc. Braun Breaker and NXT champion Tommaso Ciampa beat the Grizzled Young Vets.
When does he become full Steinerized?
It's coming.
It's going to happen.
He's brewing.
Oh, yeah.
He's percolating.
Because it's inside, right? It's like starting to bubble up. And then he's just going to turn into Scotty randomly. Just go nuts. He kind of has the voice, too. He has a Steiner voice, which kind of works. What do you think is going to happen here with this? So we'll go into Halloween Havoc. What the F did you mean? Give us some insight on the notes here. To be Apple?
Yeah.
These are the notes that we have here, okay? This is the professionalism. Io Shirai won a triple threat to be Apple.
Oh, boy. This guy.
Oh, Maron.
MG Geek.
Halloween Havoc this Tuesday, hosted by LA Knight. Special guest, Chucky.
It's awesome. Can't wait.
Which Mattman knew. Zarian knew.
Were you a Chucky fan growing up?
I fucking love Chucky.
Really?
Because I had a My Buddy.
I
had a My Buddy. I'll never forget it. I was probably like 4 years old.
Can you tell people what My Buddy was? Because I feel like we have a lot of guys guys and girls in the audience who are very young.
So My Buddy was a doll. It was like almost like a human sized doll.
It was a toddler-sized doll.
Toddler-sized doll
for lonely kids.
And My Buddy, so My Buddy came out first, and obviously you got to have equality with everything. So Kid Sister came out.
Kid Sister came out, yeah.
So My Buddy was the boy version, Kid Sister was the girl version. My Buddy looked like me as a kid. I had the bangs. I looked just like My Buddy. So my father, he's a sick man. He had this gag he would do whenever we would have people over. So he would tuck My Buddy in on the couch with like blankets and everything, right? And he would tell people when they walked in, Andrew's not feeling well. And he would have me wait upstairs and look down. Like, my father's sick, okay? This is the epitome
joke,
man.
Man.
This is the best fucking joke. And he's like, Andrew's not feeling well. He's like, oh, what's the matter? He goes, I don't know. Let me go check. And he would go, what the hell's wrong with you? And he would take him by the leg and throw him across the house. And these poor people would be mortified at what he just did. My mother hated it. My father thought it's the funniest thing to do to random people. He would do it to everybody. Old people, young people, didn't matter. Nobody ever thought it was a work.
Oh, my God.
Everybody would fall into it. And I thought this was the funniest thing. So, yes, I was a big Chucky fan.
Are you watching the new series? Because this is like the crossover.
No,
this is like the crossover.
I haven't started it. I need to commit to it. Okay, fine. Let's recreate this. Now, here's the big thing.
Shoot.
Johnny Gargano, Dexter Lumis, welcome NXT North American Champion Carmelo Hayes and Trick Williams in a haunted house so that Hayes can get back his missing title. Okay, we got that. Debut return of a mystery superstar. Who do you think that is? Debut
return of a mystery superstar. It doesn't necessarily have to be an NXT guy, right?
I don't know this one.
Kevin Owens.
We got the Scareway to Hell match, whatever. But here's the big story here. Braun Breaker, Tommaso Ciampa.
Yes.
Does Ciampa drop the title?
Yes.
He drops the title.
I'm calling that Ciampa drops that title.
I think he should.
No more Goldie.
I think he should drop the title.
It's all Braun.
Yeah.
And then he breaks the title in half.
He eats it.
Yeah.
He eats it.
He's not called Braun Eater. He's called Braun Breaker.
No. He eats the title.
Boom.
You know what? I think the right call is to put the title on Breaker. People are going to think I'm nuts.
I agree.
But if it is developmental and you're trying to get these guys, these younger guys to kind of become the face, they've really elevated this guy so aggressively the last couple of weeks. I don't think I've ever seen anybody hot-shotted to a main event like this guy.
Oh, yeah.
But, that's NXT. That was always the purpose. You have young guys winning the titles, and you develop them as world champions, and you kind of prepare them for their future. So, Tommaso Ciampa, I think he's done everything that he's ever going to be able to do in that company.
Oh, you think so?
I don't think there's much more left for him to... Not in WWE, but in AEW. I'm sorry, in NXT. Is NXT 2.0 a place for Tommaso Ciampa?
It seems like the writing's on the wall with a lot of that stuff, right?
I mean, not in a bad way. I mean,
No.
you elevate him, call him to the main roster, do whatever. You start training him, but I hope he doesn't become just another guy to train these guys and work with these guys, because Ciampa obviously has years left, and he's a top performer. He's a very interesting character, beloved.
Yeah.
So I hope they don't finish him off like this, but I do think the title should be on a younger guy, and you start elevating it that way. Because we've realized that 600,000 is like the low end for these guys. They're sitting at that 600K mark, which I think is a very good number for what it is. What is not a good number is doing 700 with top stars on that card, 750, 725. Right. So we'll see what happens.
I just thought of something that could make, I guess, the fans and everybody happy. How you take these veteran NXT guys and put them on the main roster, and you're gonna love this. Monday Night Raw, NXT Invasion. You get your Ciampa, you get your Roddy Strong, you get your, let's say, like Kushida, like the guys who, for lack of a better term, they're forcing out.
Yeah, I mean, if you put them on Raw, would that reinvigorate Raw?
And then they can have their roster spots,
Yeah, I think that's a good assessment. If you move these guys to Raw and you make it kind of like, okay, you know what, we have your beloved favorites here on Raw from NXT, I think that would be good. I'm positive with that. Let's see. Where are we?
We have Bound for Glory on Saturday night.
Yes.
10 p.m. start.
To avoid going head to head. Okay. That's late.
That is late.
Yikes.
Yeah. And it's a pretty stacked card, man. You have your Call Your Shot gauntlet match, Rich Swann versus Brian Myers versus Moose versus William Morrissey, the former Big Cass, versus Chris Sabin, and versus 15 to be announced entrants.
So we'll get a couple surprises in that.
Yeah, you're getting the Impact Knockouts Tag Team Championship, Decay versus the Inspiration. You're getting the Impact World Tag Team match, Good Brothers versus Finjuice. X Division, Trey Miguel versus Steve Macklin versus ELP. It should be fun. Knockouts, Deonna Purrazzo versus Mickie James. I feel like that's going to be a great match.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to that.
And your Impact World Championship match, Christian Cage versus...
friend of the show,
Josh Alexander. I think Josh should take it.
I don't know. I think Christian is... Does Christian want to work Impact?
Yeah, exactly.
Like that's the question. Does Christian want to work Impact? If he does, then keep the title on him. If he doesn't, then I think Josh Alexander would be a decent champion for them. All right, we'll see what happens. Also, winner receives. By the way, the winner receives a trophy of that gauntlet. You have a tag match: Heath and TBA versus Violent by Design. Impact Digital Media Championship. Intergender 6-way match on the pre-show. We have that also. So we'll see what's going on. So a couple of housekeeping notes. Last week we announced that I am the Sunday host for the Wrestling Observer Live radio show.
Hell yeah. That
airs in 300 and something 340 markets, I think, on Sports Byline USA Radio Networks. Also, you can listen live on the internet, TuneIn Radio. Also, you can watch on twitch.tv/F4W video, not F4W online, F4W video for the show. So I did it with Brian last week.
Oh,
we
very
did
nice.
1 hour. Everyone's like, how the hell are you going to do 2 hours? Right? It was like 2 hours. I'm used to doing 4-hour shows.
Yeah.
Like when we did the Andrew Zarian show, like if we didn't do 3 hours some nights, like we would go long. So I'm used to doing long shows. However, it's not 2 hours like regular, like a podcast. It's 2 hours on radio, which is more like an hour.
Right,
like
exactly.
48 minutes of content because of commercials and stuff. So it's going to be fun. We will, Rich is my first co-host on that show. We're going to be swapping people in and out. I think I'm scheduling Denise. I think Garrett is coming on the second or third week with me.
Cool.
I got to get Mike Seppervivi on, obviously. I got to get Dave on to do a couple things. I'm working on talent. So it's going to be a little bit different. It's not going to be the... what Brian does.
Yeah.
I'm going to keep it as true to form, but I'm going to add a little bit of the Matt Men, feel to it.
Yeah, absolutely.
A little bit.
So, congrats again, man.
Yeah,
That's
thank
fantastic.
you, man. Thank you. This is going to be a lot of fun, so we're going to be doing that. Also, Rich, what do you have going on?
I got a new podcast that came out this week with my buddy Alex. We talk about movies that we like. It's called Film Class Zeros. You can find it on iTunes, and you can follow us on Twitter at Film Class Zeros. This week, the first episode was Mortal Kombat from 1995. Next week, we're dropping The Addams Family.
Yes.
In time for Halloween.
Fantastic.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun.
The kids just went and saw Addams Family, the new one.
Oh, yeah? Did they like it?
They did.
Yeah?
Yeah, they liked it.
Did you show them the old one?
My daughter likes it. Hunter's not into it.
Hunter's like spooked, or he's just like I don't care.
I don't care for it.
I don't care about Uncle Fester.
I don't care for Fester. Guys, submit your questions. Q&A time here. We will do our best to answer all your questions regarding rumors and everything else going on in professional wrestling. Submit them in the chat. We will do our best to answer them. You could also hit us with a super chat and pump it to the top of the list.
Yes, guys, if you want to super chat us, that's great. We'll pump your question to the top of the list. I like Andrew's verbiage right there. Are we going into these questions right now?
Yeah.
All right.
Let's do it.
We need to add some of these YouTube questions onto the notes, if you guys don't mind. We got Scar Happy here. Without Dwayne, there are tons of new matchups for WrestleMania. Share your thoughts, Rich and Andrew.
Say that again.
Without Dwayne, there are tons of new matchups for WrestleMania. Share your thoughts, Rich and Andrew.
I have, for Roman, they have to build somebody.
Yes.
Like a really likable babyface to beat him. You can't have someone like kind of in the middle because he'll get booed against Roman right now. Roman is at the top of his game. That entrance is fantastic. His in-ring is fantastic. I would not want Brock and Roman at WrestleMania. I really would not want that to be the match.
No.
But if that is not the match, then what is? Drew?
No. You want like that oomph, right?
Well, it would have to be a winner of the Royal Rumble. So who the hell wins the Royal Rumble?
Well, I think we're also not taking into account that, like, who knows if WrestleMania next year is not headlined by Ronda Rousey.
Yeah, because that match, I don't... I know that they want that match, right?
Right.
In all seriousness, that match between... That three-way was set up so you have the Charlotte and Ronda match.
Yeah.
You have the Becky and Ronda match. You could do a three-way again. You could incorporate... Listen, Ronda Rousey and Bianca Belair.
Ugh.
Ronda Rousey and Sasha Banks
Whoa.
in a major part. I mean, we've seen these, but not to that level. But
75 motor arms, right?
Yeah, you have these options, and Ronda is their Brock Lesnar.
Yes.
For that side, in every possible way. So how do you they want to get back to this? It depends on what Ronda wants to do. Listen, she just had a baby. Priority shift, obviously. Everything changes in your life. Your mindset changes when you have kids. So I can't predict what she's going to want to do, but I could tell you that is a match that is always on the table. And if they could do it in a big main event style match, they're going to do it. And I anticipate that match is going to happen. I don't know if it's at this year's WrestleMania, but, you could give it some time and do something really cool with that match.
Can I pitch a match to you?
Yes.
Brock Lesnar and Ronda Rousey versus Roman Reigns and Sasha Banks.
So into it.
Right?
I think it'd be gnarly. It would be crazy. I want Brock to pick up Ronda, right? And like, Ronda, get ready. And she turns into a little ball. Just chucks
like fastball special, like Colossus and
Right
Wolverine.
right there.
That'd be awesome. Going Broadway podcast asks, over under 3 championships change hands at Bound for Glory. Also, small plug, we have Tully Blanchard coming in live studio on Friday morning, November 5th. Awesome.
Wait, who's coming in?
Tully Blanchard.
Tully Blanchard!
Jeez.
There you go.
3 championship change hands at Bound for Glory. What do you think?
Okay, that's cool. I unfairly miss a lot of Impact because it's a fun show. I enjoy it when I watch it. I don't hate it. there's a lot of. I feel bad for Impact, but by the way, they're working on. Impact needs a better TV deal.
Yes. A better set too.
Huh?
And a better set too.
And a better set, but I think that set is really screwed up because of the COVID. Everything that happened with COVID. I think it really kind of derailed them. But what's a network they could be on that would garner a lot of more eyeballs than being on the channel that they're on right now?
Channel 2.
Right after Viacom getting in wrestling a little bit is interesting to me. You know, with WoW. What if they go to MTV? An hour, they do a quick show on MTV weekly. They could do a 2-hour thing. They could do a 1-hour thing. Would that garner something if they go on like an MTV type channel?
Mm-hmm.
The younger demo. I don't know if anybody's watching MTV anymore, but there's a lot of reshuffling you could do with Impact for their future. I do definitely think they need to move to a better channel.
I agree with that.
That could market it.
Yes.
It's not just about, how many homes it's in. It's what's the avenue, what's the reach that they have. I know that they own the network, but that's not really doing much for them. Being on that channel. It's not doing much.
You got to get more eyes on that product. The Twitch thing I think is cool, but still, you need network.
But we're still
network.
Like, I know internet is king right now for content, but at the end of the day, when you're talking ad revenue, buzz, you want, the corporate media behind you. That's what you want to garner, the growth. You want corporate media pushing it rather than everything else.
Dave in the chat room says he saw a BDSM video one time called Bound for Glory.
I think I have the VHS upstairs.
That's good. We got a $2 super chat from our friend Damien. Damien, who wins? My buddy, Teddy Ruxpin, or Tickle Me Elmo?
Teddy Ruxpin, dude.
Teddy Ruxpin.
He talks your ear off and you die.
And he'll put the naughty cassette in his chest.
Oh, the naughty cassette.
He's like, you're gonna fucking get it.
Do you know you couldn't put a regular cassette in there?
I did not know that. I always wanted Teddy Ruxpin, never got it.
I had it. I still have mine upstairs in the attic.
Were they like specific?
I remember
like proprietary software.
No, I think what it was, it would, if you put a regular tape in there, it was too slow. Like the RPM on it would be too slow. So I that's what I remember as a kid because I put a couple things in there and nothing worked.
Satanic Teddy Ruxpin. I can see you. Brandon Santoro asks, is Roman versus Brock rematch planned for Mania? No, don't think so.
I don't know.
Right?
I hope not.
Yeah, same here. Varsha Dutt, what can they do in AEW to get Brian Cage over?
Have him in that secondary title picture consistently. I know the Team Taz stuff in the. I'm kind of. I don't know what their plan was with the FTW title.
Mm-hmm.
But if he was defending it more, that could be like their, like the bad MFer title that UFC has. I think that was kind of the concept here.
Okay.
Like, that's how I saw it as. Like, oh, okay, it's not like a sanctioned title, but it's like the badass title. You got to be the baddest of the bad to have this title. And Brian Cage defending it and just killing everybody until someone defeats him, and they do. But instead, they did the internal turmoil within Team Taz. So, I don't know. I know that he would like to be in a better position. Who wouldn't be?
Yeah, who better?
But I think he's fantastic. I think he's a great, tremendous look, tremendous worker.
Big dude.
He's like Wolverine, jacked up.
I would like to see you get that jacked.
Brian Cage jacked?
Yeah. Just like,
it would be impossible. My bones couldn't handle it.
$5. Charles LePage asks, could Impact go to TBS and be connected in some way to AEW?
I don't see that happening.
Maybe a weekend wrestling show. No?
I don't see that happening.
Okay.
We're TBS.
I'm going to jump to the Instagram questions.
Yeah.
From name user 61, will Rich marry me? I don't know you. Going over wrestling asks, favorite Australian wrestler?
Of all time? Who's Buddy? I mean, currently Buddy Murphy.
Buddy Murphy.
Just say Buddy Murphy's great. I mean, who are my options?
The Iconics.
The Iconics.
Buddy Murphy. You know what? No, I'm going to take that back. Tennille Dashwood. Emma.
Let me see.
Emma's my favorite Australian wrestler.
Wrestlers. Let's see.
Well, you also had the Mighty Don't Kneel, right?
Yeah. I mean, I don't really have. Why does it? Oh, Austrian. I put in Austrian wrestlers. I was like, why? These are very German sounding.
Rhea Ripley?
Oh yeah, Australian.
Oh yeah. Yeah, that's the ticket.
Yeah, I like Rhea. Okay, let's see. Anybody here? Nathan Jones.
Oi.
Nathan Jones. Outback Jack.
Outback Jack.
Yeah, Outback Jack and Nathan Jones. Those are my two favorite.
Nolan J asks, Rich, have you seen Dune yet? I have not. That is tonight. I'm making tacos. I'm gonna get some have some margaritas to watch it with my wife. Can't wait. Charlie does whatever on Instagram, which I think is the same Charlie from before. Are new championship designs coming for NXT?
That's a great question. I will find out.
Great answer.
I will find out.
From Joffrey 1988 on Instagram, how does one maximize his or her reggae level to its fullest potential?
Oh, dude, you got to live your life one reggae at a time.
Listen, that's the perfect answer. I wish I had something more to add to that, but that's pretty effing fantastic. That's good, right? It's tough for your dome, too. How many times does your dad say that to you on a daily basis?
You got to live your life a quarter. It's every Thanksgiving. That's his speech. You got to live your life a quarter mile at a time. And he expects everyone to applaud and know what he's talking about.
Family. Michael Thomas Banshits, I hope I said that right, asks, what is the ceiling for Danhausen?
I don't know. What do you think?
I like the dude. I do wish that he was on the AEW TNT title. Like when they were doing those matches.
Yeah.
Like every week.
If he showed up.
If he showed up, or you know what, I want to see Danhausen versus Darby Allin.
Well, we got Warhorse, right?
Yeah, Warhorse. Maybe. Do you think they booked Warhorse by mistake?
No, they booked him, and I would have loved to see him do more stuff.
Mm.
I thought it was good. Good internet gimmick.
Estilo Latino asks, now that he is a free agent, which company will sign Tom Lawler? Which company should sign Tom Lawler?
Filthy Tom.
Yeah.
I would. He's really good. Friend of ours. I would love to see him in AEW doing something. What if Tom Lawler comes out and challenges to defend Jericho? Maybe he comes out on that side.
Ooh, I'd
do
like
something
that.
with that. So I don't know. Interesting.
We're gonna jump over to the Twitter questions now. We're actually we have a little time today, so we're going on all the social media.
Yeah.
This is from Shia on Twitter. Do you think AEW will promote Bound for Glory? And what do you think will be the big surprise at Bound for Glory?
I don't know. I don't know who would be a big surprise there.
Braun Strowman looking for a team of dummies?
I'm back looking for my dummies.
Guys, it's been a while. I got lost, and I got lost so hard that they fired me. But I'm here now.
He's looking for just a team of dummies.
Are you mad?
How did that joke start? How did you come up with that?
I forgot.
That he just wants a team of dummies to fight who?
I forgot. It was a good joke though.
Yeah.
Imagine if he was like your barista. Like you go into like a fancy coffee shop and it's him making
Double
your
espresso next.
Oh, he says espresso.
Espresso. It's never espresso. It's espresso.
This is from Balor Club guy. What's up, guys? After the way Roman versus Brock ended at Crown Jewel, what if Brock ends up on Raw and you get Brock versus Roman 2 at Survivor Series for the Universal Championship?
I think Brock is always going to float around no matter where he goes.
Mm-hmm.
I would never keep him signed to one side. I think that's a mistake. But, I mean, maybe they're going to do that match. Maybe they want to give it away on TV.
Yeah.
Pump the rating.
It's interesting how, they're, Brock and Roman are approaching, a Sami Zayn, Kevin Owens level of rivalry. They've been going at it for quite a few years.
Yeah. Yeah.
This is from the Brain MKE on Twitter. What are the deets with the new sets?
What sets?
I don't know.
Say that question again?
What are the deets with the new sets?
For who?
It just says, what are the deets with the new sets?
Who asked that?
This is from Kuker Key on Twitter.
They did the sets. It's all done. There's no more new sets.
It's done.
There's no sets. They're not updating anything with the sets.
This is from YOLO Swaggins07 on Twitter. Great name. Who do you see being the breakout star of NXT 2.0, and why is one of them Tony D'Angelo?
And
then it's followed by a bunch of these.
Is it really?
Yeah.
Fucking great.
Maron.
Classic Maron. Braun Breaker.
Yeah, Braun Breaker for sure. All right, let's go back here to the regular questions.
There's no new sets coming. Nobody wants new sets.
This is from Supersonic X in the chat room. When are Asuka and Bailey coming, and what brand will they be in?
Asuka and Bailey's hurt.
Yeah.
I would put Asuka still on Raw, or maybe you flip them.
NXT, back on NXT.
No, I wouldn't do that.
Really?
Yeah, because she's fantastic. I don't know. It doesn't matter. I think those two would do well no matter where they go.
Does Wyndham Rotunda debut at Full Gear?
I don't know. I don't know.
All right. Joe Pearl. Will Rich marry me? Maybe. How's you cooking, Joe Pearl?
It's terrible.
Get in the kitchen.
You know what he makes? You know what he makes?
What, goulash?
All he makes is borscht and kielbasa. That's the only thing he makes every
That's
night.
not bad.
Every night you have borscht and kielbasa.
Couldn't do that every night, Joe.
Every night. Every night.
Garo Lyles, why don't they advertise when Matman will be on? I missed it again today. Sorry, Gary.
Sorry.
That's our fault. We had a little. We usually were on at 10:30 on Thursday mornings. That's like a standard, but this week we had to shift it because we had a couple of stuff going, things going on behind the scenes.
Let's see what else.
Is there any movement around Bray Wyatt at all?
Yes, there's some movement. There's a lot of chatter. Nothing I could verify right now with where he's going, what he's doing, but I'm hearing a lot. Some true, some not true. Let me just put it that way.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
All right, we're going to take one more question.
Yeah, let's do it.
I just wrote one more question. Guys, whoever asks...
One more question.
Whoever asks the first question right now, it will get answered, and we're going to end the show on your note. So make it a good one.
Make it a really good one.
Make it like a real good one. Make it a sexy one.
Is there heat with MSK and the NXT 2.0 fans? Large, that's a fantastic question. Why are they booing them?
I don't know, man.
When did this start? I mean, it's been like slowly, gradually becoming more of a boo, like visible groans. I don't know why.
Yeah.
Did I miss like a bad spot or something happened? A tweet?
I don't know, man. I think you think they've run out of goodwill for being baby faces.
MSK?
Yeah.
I don't know. It's weird. Maybe they just don't like them. I found it interesting that they just started getting booed like heavily. So we'll see.
We got no question from Going Broadway podcast, but he goes, just wanted to highly recommend the Matmen Patreon.
Yeah.
Thanks. Patreon.com/Matmen podcast. You can sign up for as little as, I think, $2? $2?
$2, I think.
We redid all the tiers, so take a look at the tiers, jump in there. You don't have to sign up, but you can take a look at the tiers. Patreon.com/Matmen podcast. We're consciously putting a bunch of stuff up there to rock and roll.
Yeah. Anything else?
Joe Pearl asks, boobs or butts? He's thinking right now.
On Joel, I think on Joel, it's his forearm.
Joe Pearl has one major forearm. He's got one Popeye arm, and the other one's regular.
Yeah.
It's crazy. And he's got a little anchor tattoo on it, too.
Carissa Lopez in the chat said, they said something about Izzy.
Oh, okay.
There you go. They said something about Izzy. Joe also in the chat said that. I missed that. I have no idea.
That's interesting. Okay. She's like training though, right?
She is training.
Isn't she like
she's
in the
very
performance?
involved? Yeah.
Is she like in the PC?
No, not in the PC, but she's very involved in wrestling.
Here's the last question. How bad does WWE want Izzy to be their most homegrown female superstar?
Oh yeah, and then you know what? Bailey turns on her.
Tag team and then turn.
Kicks the crap out of her.
Yeah.
Fantastic. Great. I mean, what tremendous heat. No, she's having fun, man.
Talk about homegrown, man.
Yeah. What's to do with Peacock and WWE Network? Why haven't we seen anything new? They basically stopped everything but the Steve Austin show. I mean, they think about it this way, right? Why would they develop more stuff currently when they already have the money? They were in the pandemic era, so it was limitation with production, limitation with who you could film with, where you could film, what you could do. So obviously that played a big part in production. There's also a new focus with the company, and they're no longer having to entice you to sign up as heavily as they need to.
Right.
Because it doesn't matter.
Doesn't matter.
It does not matter how many millions of people sign up for the WWE Network because you're signing up for Peacock, and Peacock right now has, what, 20-something million subscribers?
Jeez, yeah.
Let me see. Peacock.
Honestly, like that WWE interface sucks, but Peacock ain't bad, man.
54 million subscribers.
Tons of good stuff on there.
I would love to know what their numbers are doing on Peacock. That's something I'm trying to find.
It's a $5 service where you get all of NBC stuff.
Yeah.
You know?
20. That's why you have 59 million people that have it.
Yeah.
But that also includes the people that get it for free through Comcast.
Right.
You know what I mean?
You know, it's like you're subscribed to everything, right?
Yeah.
Netflix is $17.99.
It's obscene.
Right? I think we have the Hulu package with Disney Plus and something else.
Okay.
Which is like $10.99 a month.
I got to figure out my packages because I have Hulu. I have commercial-free Hulu. See, that's the problem.
Yeah.
I want a commercial-free version of all of them.
Do you have live Hulu?
I don't know. I have YouTube TV.
Okay.
Which is like 80 freaking bucks a month.
Yes. Do you have HBO Max?
I do have HBO Max.
Are you paying for it?
I am.
See, I have HBO through Spectrum.
Yeah, which you don't
so
need
I'm
to.
grandfathered in.
Yeah, see, I don't have cable. I have YouTube TV.
It's fascinating.
Yeah.
I throw all my subscriptions onto one card.
Yeah.
And just so
and then by the way, they have Peacock
Heads
is
up,
free.
man.
They have a free version of Peacock. So 58 million subscribers, they don't give a crap. It doesn't matter. They're not trying to pop a number for the quarter for their annual, for their report.
Yeah.
The investors call where they could say, "Oh, we have, 1.8 million global subscribers." None of that matters anymore because they're getting paid regardless. If they didn't add one more subscriber, they're still getting paid. There's a contract. They're committed.
Yeah. So
obviously there's incentives and stuff like that, I'm sure, tied into this, and they know how many people are coming from where. But at the end of the day, they have no idea. They just know who's watching, and that's a number that they keep private.
Do you have Prime Video?
I do, yeah, but through Amazon Prime.
Yeah. Weird, right?
I have everything.
Everybody's got everything.
Everybody's got everything. It's crazy.
You don't want that FOMO. You don't want that FOMO of like, oh no, I missed the last episode of The Expanse. That's just me though.
Joe wants to know, Andrew, last question, Rich, and you too, are you happy in your life right now?
Yeah.
I feel like there's a follow-up to this.
Is the follow-up of like,
I feel like it's going to be...
This guy's showing up with them brochures, the higher power.
Yeah. It's going to be like, why don't you come and join us?
Are you like, could that be read as I hope you're happy with yourself?
I hope you're happy with yourself.
I hope you're happy doing this podcast. You're the devil.
I'm living the best life.
Yeah.
I can't complain. I have a very interesting career.
Yeah.
That I do very well with.
Mm-hmm.
I got a good family.
Yeah.
I have good friends.
Family.
I'm sitting here on the internet talking about professional wrestling to 100-something people right now.
That is true.
Sick people, all of you like us.
Mm-hmm.
No, dude, this is great. I'm loving life.
Yeah, same here.
Hold on. Check your DMs. Hold on. And I also got Tony Khan announcement.
Carissa just sent you a giant penis in your DM.
I think she did. Breaking news, Tony Khan announces, this is via Busted Open Radio, Tony Khan announces Tony Time with Dave LaGreca that a 12-woman field for the TBS Championship will start tomorrow on AEW Dynamite. So they're doing a tournament for this. Very interesting. Tony Khan's unhinged.
He's unhinged. Joe said
kicking people.
Joe said, check Twitter. I just canceled you both.
I got canceled?
Yeah, canceled.
Why?
I think you got mantled.
Why'd I get canceled? What did I say? Hold on. Carissa sent this. Hold on. Carissa shared the MSK stuff. Okay. One of the guys on a Twitter post said he didn't agree with Izzy, the Bailey girl. I'm reading this, by the way. This is via Squirt Circle.
Mm-hmm. Squirt.
Training to be a wrestler at a very young age, like 13, by the way. Fair opinion. Even if it's not necessarily his place. Her parents blew it up into something negative because it blah, blah, blah. Okay, whatever. It is what it is.
Carissa, if you could send Andrew pics of sloppy donger.
No, don't do that.
Once
please,
a day, that would be amazing.
No, I see enough of it. I see enough of it. Trust me. No, thank you. I'm okay. I've seen plenty.
That's the real way to prank somebody.
Yeah.
Be like, yo, just send this dude like wacky wang pictures.
Yeah, it is what are we gonna do? All right, listen, man.
No.
I'm just a spud boy living this life.
You're a spud boy having a spud boy time.
I have a very crazy couple days coming up. So
Can't wait for these texts from you.
Ugh. All right, we'll see what happens.
Yeah.
All right, guys, that's it for this week. See y'all later.